My name is Leah. I was born and raised in San Diego. Moved. I went to Claremont High School actually, so a little more south, and then went to San Diego State for undergrad and grad school, and then I moved up to North County after grad school, and have been working as an athletic trainer ever since. Oh, and hobbies you asked about before was grew up in San Diego, so I like the beach. I like to hike and then watching sports. Even though that's what I do all day at work, I still want to go home and catch the basketball game, football game, whatever's on. When I was a sophomore in college, I cheered at San Diego State and I was warming up for a basketball game, and I caught someone wrong and dislocated my shoulder. And until that point, I didn't know what an athletic trainer was. But everyone says, you need to go see the athletic trainer. So I met them, and then we waited for the team doctor, got my shoulder back. But it ended up being that I needed surgery. So I had to do the whole rehab, return to play process. And I was just really impressed with my athletic trainer. I said, wow, this is what you do for a living? I want to do this. So I applied to the athletic training
What are some of
program.
your like methods or techniques that you would or advice that you'd give to an athlete if they got hurt like super bad?
That they're going to come out of it stronger, and I think it helps that I've been through something similar, so I can speak from experience. But also that they have a different role. You know, they're not part of the team anymore. They're still very much part of the team, and they might even play a more important role. They just have to kind of get out of their own heads and accept that, because once you can and you learn that you can be that team leader, you can be a cheerleader for your team, moral support, whatever that is, then you add a whole different um, quality to your own life too, that you can take with you, because you're going to learn so much about yourself in that process. And then once sports are over, because eventually they end for everyone, then you have like even more things in your toolbox that you can bring to either work, life, family,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
So what is some of your greatest strengths that you have? Just with anything.
So some of my strengths are I've been up on most aspects of it, on the um, athletic director side, on the athletic trainer, coach, and athlete. So I think that really helps me to communicate with each different type of person, whether it's a doctor all the way down to explaining an injury to a student athlete or to a parent that might not know the same lingo that we would use with the doctor. So having that experience definitely helps me be a better athletic trainer. And also, athletics are long, hard days. And so I like to find the fun in anything. And so I bring more positivity, I think, to what can be long and draining days.
Yeah. Tying into that, what are like some of your like weaknesses?
Can't tell you that. I have none. No. Weaknesses are I definitely take the job home with me. And sometimes that actually ends up being a strength, because I might just randomly at night be like, oh, you know what? Chase needs to do heel raises. You know, I might come up with something that I'm like, oh, this is going to help him. But it's bad in the sense that you want to be able to turn off and unwind, and not bring the stress of it all home too,
Yeah.
because that makes you a better employee when you can separate work and home and all that. So something I'll work on.
So as athletes and trainers do get very close, how would you gain their trust?
I've learned it helps to open up a little. If I share a little, then athletes are more likely to share um, a little bit more, because it's really important to treat the whole athlete. You know, not you guys go through a lot in your own lives too. So sometimes the ankle sprain is made worse because of something you're going through at home. So the more I can get people to open up, the better I can help them. Like an ankle sprain is not always just an ankle sprain if you got a lot of other stuff going on. And then just finding common ground, oh, you have a Charger shirt on. You like the Chargers? Usually
Yeah.
people say no, but it's a conversation starter.
Trainer, what are some of your duties that you do, or what are some things that you do?
um, well, you kind of learn to be pretty adaptable, flexible, because yeah, we work with prevention, management, treatment, um, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries and athletic illnesses. But when you're there and you're around everyone, I learned people or expect more things from you. So you got to be kind of ready to switch up what you think your day is going to look like at the drop of a hat. But primarily, I'm going to take the athlete's physical, look it over, see if there's anything that puts them at risk for an injury or an illness. And then if there is, I'll talk with that athlete, say, hey, I see that you've injured your knee before. We should get on top of that before season starts and start doing some prevention. And then when people do get hurt, my job's to evaluate them, look at the injury, and then determine whether we need to refer or it's something we can treat there, get better there, and then monitor them all the way till they're ready to return play. That's the fun part, returning.
Um, what advice would you give to an athletic trainer with less experience?
um, I would tell them not to take things personally. Because I know that's something I've struggled with in the past too. But athletes or student athletes get injured. A lot of times you're the first person they see, so you're their punching bag. Or coaches too. If you have to give coaches bad news, you're just the messenger. You didn't do it, but you are the one telling them. So when people do react, you have to take things very lightly and understand the situation that everybody's in, so that you're not, so that you don't let it bring you down, and hang in there.
Yeah.